For those of you who were here last week, that was the better version of me taking the mic out of the thing, because the last time I straight hit myself in the face with it. Which, I don't know. That's really just my life, in a nutshell. I was saying, you were saying you feel the most strongly about food. And that's actually the entire basis of the romantic relationship that I'm in right now. I'm not in a romantic relationship with food, but I could be. I'm actually in a romantic relationship with a woman, which is awesome. But we were talking, and we realized like our entire relationship is based on food. And I remember talking to my grandfather. I was going to visit him because my grandmother had died like a week before, and they've been together for maybe 60 years. And my grandfather is the most optimistic person you've ever met in your entire life. Like, there's no way that dude went through a world war. Like, this is no chance. And he was just like, yeah, like, people were dropping bombs on us, but like, well, it was fine. There's food. It was awesome. And I was sitting down with him. I'm talking to him. And he's like, how's the girl you've been with? And I'm like, it's great. The basis of our relationship is, food and ha ha ha. And he looks at me and he goes, the basis of my relationship with your grandmother was mostly necking. Dude is 90. And Stone Cold is just like, I was in it for the pussy. And I'm like, what? The best part was, when we asked him what he was looking for in my grandmother, he was like, well, she was really smart and really interesting, and she was just like, she really blew me away. When we asked my grandmother what she saw in him, she was like, he was handsome. And we're like, was there anything else? And she goes, no. I think it's great. It's funny though, because they grew up in their various places. My grandfather grew up in New York. My grandmother grew up in Wales. And they both went to Florida to die. And this confuses me, because it wasn't like they had been to Florida before. It's not like this was like a long-term relationship that they had, some spiritual Florida land. It was just like, at some point in their weird elderly bodies, they elephant graveyarded to Florida. Something in their bones was just like, yes, and now it is time for me to join my brethren and die in a sad community in Florida. That's horrible, because I guess we could just use Florida as a state for our dead, and it would be a better state. If we just sent my grandparents, elderly Jews to Florida to die in like piles of weird elephant graveyardiness, I think that would be fantastic. It would really simplify things, because we're all like a long connected family, so I could just go down there and pay my respects to like 50 people at once, leave, never have to go back. Which to me would be fantastic. I don't know. I talk so quick like that because I'm super anxious on stage. I'm actually super anxious in real life. I don't know, is anyone here horribly anxious? Like, is there anyone who's doing this is like your worst nightmare? Because it's horrible. So I've been trying to deal with that because I have school and I live inside of my head and it's terrible. And so I decided to try meditation. Because everyone was like, yeah, meditation is the way to go. If you're feeling anxious, you sit down, you have thoughts, you see the thought, you don't judge the thought, you let the thought go. You feel better. They make it sound really fucking easy, which is a gigantic joke if you ever try. If you're anxious, meditating is next to the worst thing you could possibly do. At least when I sit down and I'm like, all right, I am free, I am open. First thought, you're not doing it right. You are meditating wrong. So it triggers an anxiety attack. And I think there's great elegance that I'm sitting cross-legged trying to bend my feet into weird positions and all my brain is like, oh, everything is over. All is nothing. And I'm trying to like get up or flail, but I can't because my legs are the like weird wrapped around gangly thing with both feet facing toe. I don't know how I got into that position, but the only way I could get up is by walking on my hands until I like fell apart. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. It's the same thing as all these horrible physical things. My back didn't used to sweat. That wasn't a thing that happened. I don't know. For the guys in here, do you remember when that started happening and it was horrible? Like, they tell me that puberty is going to be bad because they're like, the hair is going to happen. It's just going to happen in places and it's going to be weird. And it was, but then you're like, all right, cool, I have this hair, I'm a long gam, kind of like a Wolverine, not in like the attractive way, but in like a gross kind of ratty way. But like whatever, it's an identity. And eventually though, you just start producing liquid. It's just sweat. It's just everywhere. It's not, there's no warning. You'll be driving around, it'll be a nice day out, you'll walk out and you'll be a title. You'll literally be the print, the beautiful Japanese print of the wave. That is your back, and it's horrible. It's just, I swear, if it was, I don't know. I feel like people have become saints for just creating water out of their body. Like, I feel like there's at least 3 canonized saints that are just, that's what they did. They made water, people had it. Jesus turned water into wine, which, to be fair, is a whole different level of dope. But I just make sweat. It's gross. It's gross. I don't know. I've been trying to think about drugs before as a practical thing. I've been trying, because I don't know if you guys try and do the exercise thing. I tried to do the exercise thing, and I tried to do it by getting one of those chin-up bars that goes in the doorway. And I was like, I'll just do this every time I go into or out of my bedroom. Which then swiftly became, I'm going to move this, and I'm going to do this every time I go into or out of my bathroom. And now I'll do this every time I go into or out of my roommate's closet. But I was wondering, what if people took that mindset, like the horrible, I wish I was fit, but I'm not, to drug use? What if I just really earnestly came up to you after the show and was just like, look, I've been really trying to get into marijuana, and I want to work my way up, but I don't really know where to start. Or just like, do I drink then smoke? Do I smoke then drink? Or just like someone comes into a party, and he's like, man, I've got all this heroin. I just can't do it. I got all of it. I mean, I want to do it. It's looking at me, but between my really active social life, my education, my job, I just can't give an addiction the kind of time it requires to really do it right. That's all I got for tonight. Have a good night.